An East Tennessee woman remains in Afghanistan well after Americans were warned to leave last year. Tonight, she tells Robin Wilhoit about keeping to her mission to get as many animals as she can out of harm's way, even under Taliban rule.
I'm at the airport, and this is our airplane.
On January 31st, Charlotte Maxwell-Jones held her breath as that cargo plane taxied down the runway in Afghanistan. On board, 286 dogs and cats bound for a brighter future.
They're going to fosters, they're going to rescues, they're getting proper veterinary care, they are starting new lives in safety.
The Anderson County native now reflects on that mission. She and her team at the Kabul Small Animal Rescue spent months coordinating and fundraising to get those animals out of that country in crisis.
But it's not kind to them. It's not really a kind place for any species right now.
Maxwell-Jones remembers better days in Kabul. In 2010, she traveled there as a PhD candidate in archaeology and eventually stayed. Under a U.S.-backed government, she recalls a vibrant city, streets full of men and women, but something else that would reshape her future: hundreds of stray dogs and cats.
We ended up starting as a very, very small clinic, and small rescue, and then during COVID, it just ballooned. We ended up being the only rescue in town that was still accepting, and it got enormous.
The tipping point came last August. Too many animals, too few resources, a pandemic, and then the Taliban. On August 15th, the Islamic fundamentalist group captured Kabul. Americans and allies were told to leave.
The next morning, I walked into the office of a fairly senior Taliban member and asked for protection and for permission to operate until we left.
Days later, Maxwell-Jones, her staff, their families, and more than 200 dogs and cats made their way to the Kabul airport to evacuate. In the midst of the chaos, only 9 people from their group managed to fly out. She says the military released dozens of the dogs and turned her away when she refused to get on a plane without them.
And actually got those same Taliban to pick me up from the airport because there was no other way to safely make it home.
Since the takeover, the rescue has continued to care for more animals, but Taliban rule changed life as she knew it.
We can't have female staff anymore, and it's very much it's a man's world. I mean, I was robbed at gunpoint in my own home, but that's because of there's just people are desperate. People have no cash. People have no food.
Maxwell-Jones says they're doing the best they can to help as many animals and Afghans as possible.
We have 90 staff, and we pay them a living wage. We pay for their medical care. We do food aid, blankets, wood for extended families.
But in the midst of the desperation, she still sees hope. Those 286 dogs and cats on board are headed to safety. For her, it's bittersweet.
I guess that's it. Don't really have much more to say.
That plane flew to Vancouver, Canada. Some of the animals will eventually be reunited with their owners in the U.S. who evacuated from Afghanistan last August.